Life is a long highway and I'm just doing the best I can.
Blanchard Rogers Edition, presented by Ellison Kibler Merrill Lynch. Special thanks to Gordon Whitaker.
Welcome back to the Straight Line to Success, the Blanchard Rogers Edition. We are so excited to have in the studio a special guest, one of the finalists for the Blanchard Rogers Award. That's our South Carolina Heisman. Also in studio is Mike Foster. He is one of the best at evaluating talent and seeing how to pair it up with different strategies. And, of course, all the NFL teams have a Mike Foster, but not as good as Mike Foster. We call him Mikey Football. And, of course, the star of this show, we're excited to bring to you Gamecock and finalist for the Blanchard Rogers Trophy, Mr. Brandon Cisse. Welcome to the show.
I appreciate you guys having me on. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Congratulations on all of the recognition that you have gotten and are getting, and well-deserved. You know, if you don't mind, I'd like to talk to you a little bit about your success and perhaps get you to reveal some of those secrets to our audience.
Yeah, sounds great to me.
All right, well, getting started, I'd like to just know how do you define success?
To me, success is all about efficiency. Somebody that you can look to and see this is a guy that does things the right way, not just gets things done, because I feel like there's a lot of different ways people get things done, right? But it's about the way you do it and the way you bring others up with you. And it's about being a leader and bringing up the others around you to have success, just like how you want to be successful. You don't want to be on the bridge going over it by yourself. You want to bring people with you that are out to accomplish the same mission. So that's what success means to me. And it's something that I live by daily, and that's something I strive for all the time.
That's great, Brandon. It sounds like, success is succeeding with others, bringing the team along with you. How do you attribute, I know when you get to, of course, you grew up in South Carolina, left the state for a while, got away from us, but I'm glad you came back. You've really done a great job representing South Carolina and the Gamecock program. Tell us a little bit about your schedule, like what sets you up to make sure that you had the grades in order so you could, take care of business in that regard, but also to, win the starting position and be a starter on a team, an SEC team. How did you set up your schedule and accomplish all of what you had to do what you've done?
I think first it starts with what's important to you, priorities. That's something that people throw out there all the time, but there's also something that I live by, and that's treating the game like a pro. I want to be, when you look at me, this kid's a pro. I want him to do things the right way. And every time you point at somebody, like, hey, this guy is legit. So I think that's kind of how I set up my schedule. Is like I'm coming in 15, 20 minutes early, everything. I'm staying extra hours to make sure I'm doing the extra things and getting film done. I don't want the academic coordinators on me heavy about what I'm not doing, because I should already be getting it done, because I'm at the age now where I'm by myself. I don't have my mom to press me all the time. Like if I call my mom, it's more like, hey, mom, this is what's going on. It's not for her to be like, Brandon, make sure you get your schoolwork done. It shouldn't get to that point anymore. And then obviously when you talk about your goals, obviously everybody wants to be a draft pick and everybody wants to play at the highest level. So I wanted my schedule to reflect that. And that's kind of how I carry myself.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Well, you're one of the best cover corners in America. Looking at the NFL draft that's coming up, projected by many to be a first-round draft pick. And, how do you keep your priorities and set good boundaries? I'm sure you've got a lot of things tugging at you.
I think, obviously you got to keep the realization that you haven't made it yet. And even when you do get there, it's not over. So, it's always something that you're striving to get more from. So, back to what's important to you. For me, I want to go be the best corner in the draft, and I want to go be the first corner taken, right? So that's kind of how I carry it. And I don't leave anything for question. I don't want anybody to be like, hey, I have any doubts about him or who he is as a person. I'm an even better person than I am football player. So everything come together, and I'm excited for it.
Yeah, we're excited for you. Certainly an exciting player to watch. Mikey Football, what you got for us?
Well, he's doing a great job leading into my question here because, but um, you're going into the NFL Combine process, the pro days, the NFL draft. What do you want decision makers to know about you outside of your physical tools on the field that's going to make you a great player at the next level?
That this kid's a man. He's a better person. You're bringing in a person that's a leader, but he's also able to bring others up with him. He wants to absorb information like a sponge. I want people when I walk out the interview, it's like, hey, we need this guy on our team. And I feel like if you do that and that's the way you carry yourself, that's how things should be portrayed. So it's a lot more than just physical tools. But obviously the physical tools mean nothing if you're not a great person who wants to be around somebody who has all those tools and they just treat everybody like trash. So it's about me treating everybody with respect and trying to get to know everybody, earn my teammates' trust, earn my coach's trust, and take it day by day. But I want you to know that when I walk out that room that you want to take me, and it's not just because of my on the field ability, but the way I'm going to carry myself within the community and throughout the building.
That's an excellent answer there, Brandon. And we are certainly fans of yours and proud of you and pulling for you. One of the things that, I like to try to get folks like you to help us with is, let's say that there's someone that is coming to, your school.
Yeah.
And he says, hey, you know what? You're successful. I want to be successful like you. What advice would you give them?
First, it starts with, setting out a board, setting out a goals, setting out what you really want to accomplish, but looking for somebody to be a mentor, looking for somebody that done things the right way. Like for me, it was Stephon Gilmore, somebody who was a first top 10 pick, the first round pick, the second corner taken in that draft, Morris Claiborne. But just somebody that that you can lean on. Find somebody and find the right crowds. I see a lot of kids in college now, they just going down the wrong holes. It's not about the money. It's not about those things. It's about going to be the best person and going to get your degree, but also chasing greatness. So that's how I am. And it matters what's important to you. So that's the advice I would give to any kid going into college is don't chase the money, just chase the success of what you really want to get out of it and surround yourself with the best people and pick the best university for you.
Yeah, that's great advice. And talking about mentors, we're big on mentors. I think that really is a key to success.
Yep.
You mentioned Stephon Gilmore. What a great mentor for you to have. Are there some other mentors that have helped you get where you are and are going?
Obviously, my high school coaches, I feel like, are huge to me. Tony Gibson, who is also now the head coach at Marshall, was huge to me because he was the first coach that I feel like ever got on me so hard, man, and he ripped me apart. So obviously, my college coaches and Coach White, Coach Beamer, and Coach Gray, who does a phenomenal job. So all those guys and every coach has probably had a big mentor leadership on me if I was in their room or if they were the coordinator, because obviously I always wanted to pick their brains, because I'm kind of a junkie at this stuff. So I always want to know more. So they always on me. So that's how I am.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And before I let you go, tell us about your family real quick. Now, how did they impact you?
Huge. I think, obviously my older brother, I grew up watching him on Fridays and was fortunate enough to see him play when I was a little kid. And it just was really exciting for me. And then my little brother, when you share a room with somebody, it's always going to be competition, someone butting heads and somebody wants to be the best, right? So it's like, hey, if we go outside and we're doing this, I want to beat him. He wants to beat me. So it just pushes you that much more. And then, I had a little sister who also, she's an athlete. So it's just like it never ends and they always want to be the best. So it's like, hey, sometimes it's pride that you want to say you're the best that ever done it out the household, but it's also making your siblings better. And then I had two parents who were very humble and very grounded and make sure I was very disciplined in high school and I didn't go down the wrong path. And I'm very grateful for them and I'm grateful for the man above to be able to bless me with the talents I'm blessed with and be able to do things that I do at a high level.
Wow. Sounds like you got a great family. And of course, your brothers, both of them. Tell us and your sister, what are their names real quick?
Sister is Michaela, older brother DeAndre, and my little brother Cedric Cisse Jr., which he goes by CJ. He's at Sacramento now.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. You got a little CJ coming up in your footsteps. And, we are, again, want to congratulate you, want to thank you for spending some time with us, sharing your wisdom with us. Is there anything that I should have asked you that I didn't ask you today, Brandon?
I feel like you asked all the right questions. I feel like every question, there's no such thing as a bad question. So I love it.
Excellent, excellent. Well, thank you very much, and we wish you the best. Brandon Cisse, thank y'all for being a part of the Straight Line to Success.
I appreciate you guys having me on.
Doing the best they can.
Thank you for listening to the Straight Line to Success. Copyright 2026 Wyatt Sports and Entertainment LLC. All rights reserved. Visit www.tslts.com and join the TSLTS Insider for exclusive content and updates.
Highway and we roll. We're doing the best we can. Everybody do your best. Come on, come on. Do your best. Do your best. The best you can.